rolling onto their cores if you don't watch out as Pain. So with this kind of duo, I expect them to be aggressive early on, force the issue, maybe slow down farm from Vici Gaming, and find themselves a snowball into that mid game.
Very nice pun there, John. Thank you very much for that. See how this game does go. Of course, this is game number 1, so still potential for 3 games to come from this series, and of course, we did wait a long time, so let's hope it's a fun one, or at least an entertaining series from both these two. Of course, Pain looking to get an upset in this series if they possibly can and establish some dominance throughout the group.
I do feel like staring at this draft, I have to say, I like Vici's gaming. Their draft is a bit stronger for me. It has much clearer way of pushing out and much clearer way of melting these objectives, which has been the name of the game, really. Just taking early control, clearing out those tier 1s fast, and then start invading the jungle. That seems to be how most games tend to roll out, and that's how you maintain that momentum into the mid-game. It seems like VG is set to do that as long as they hit their EXP timings. Of course, you want a fast 6 in the Shadow Shaman, you want to have decent levels on Paparazzi, and you want to have everyone else at least find that timing as well. And once you can, it's fairly easy for them to clump up as 5 or even as, at the minimum 3 heroes, and just take objectives together and just shrink the map down for Pain slowly but surely with all the ways they have of melting these towers.
I definitely agree. Of course, we should mention, great to see some good sportsmanship from both teams. Of course, wishing each other good luck. Definitely a best of luck to both teams in this series. Actually, Theo, I'm going to spot out Yang on that Batrider. Do have 4DR there in the tree line, just waiting in case he is needed. Though I don't believe Vici will get too aggressive in this top lane. Like, you can already see Fade, and of course the Monkey King, they will just rotate back towards the bot lane, it seems. Perhaps changing their mind as to where they do plan to be aggressive. And it looks like Vici Gaming are set up for 3 bounty runes, though Lelis was trying to snipe the bot bounty rune there, but he will not be able to get it, so Vici Gaming off to a very, very nice start. 3 bounty runes for them. Meanwhile, they are still making the chase onto the Doom here. Fade hasn't skilled up anything quite yet, just holding on to see if it's going to be necessary for the Shackles, and he will actually commit it now. Paparazzi missed the Split Earth. Oh my. Lilith, he will be able to TP out, and I mean, look, it's an unfortunate mistake to start for Paparazzi. Perhaps just feeling like he had to rush because the shackle duration isn't as long as you'd hope at level 1, but these mistakes could cost them in the end, though they will go ahead again, do hit the split up this time with the shackles as well. Lilith should actually be the first blood here, and it looks like it will be. So mistakes were made, but then corrected very, very quickly. And first blood will go to the way of Vici Gaming.
It's going to be a bit of a hard time for Lilith on this offlane, especially since he will be solo, but that is what you have to expect when top lane is going pretty good for Pain.
Indeed it is. Yang, he'll end up losing his life as well. 2 kills already going on in the first minute of this game. Yang certainly not going to want to give too many more kills away, though. It is a very, very dangerous lane here with the Kunkka Grimstroke and, of course, the Tusk. So many ways of killing this offlane of Vici Gaming.
Yeah, they have really strong level 1 for Pain. Just the tag team, the Inkswell, it's really potent once they can close that gap and start laying it on you. And it's not too unexpected to really have that happen. The annoying thing for Pain is definitely DY, just spamming that mist coil.
They are going to make a jump here onto DY. Stroke of Fate will connect, and of course with the tag team and the Inkswell, it's all too easy. That'll be another kill going to the way of Pain, and again, you've got to be real concerned here for Vici if they continue to throw kills away like this in the offlane. This Kunkka is going to get pretty big.
At the very least, the heroes that Pain are killing aren't too reliant on farm. They really just want the EXP. As long as they're in EXP range and not missing out too much from these deaths, they should stay even. If they do miss out too much in that lane, like right now, Yang is being pushed way off the creep line. it's going to be costly because they need a fast 6 on most of these heroes on VG.
Yang gonna get started with the sticky napalm. Of course, DY is making his way back in. Looks like 444 should be okay. And Theo is there just in case. Move over to the mid lane where Ori is up against Leo on the troll. So far, so good for Ori, and it does feel like this matchup does favor him. In fact, he does get the Jingu Mastery off, but unfortunately for him, he is missing all his attacks because of those whirling axes. But still, it does feel like the Monkey King troll matchup will eventually just favor the Monkey.
It's a bit of a toss-up, I feel. I mean, he certainly is doing quite well for himself in terms of clearing out waves, but if he missteps just a bit, it's very easy for a troll to punish.
Leo, again, being very frustrating with those axes. Just ensuring Ori misses all his attacks, though. He's going to run out of mana eventually. But he's just trying to really catch up in those last hits in this mid lane, because he did fall a bit behind. Starting to catch up now. Looks like Lilith has just left the bot lane as well for the moment. Just going into the jungle, just farming up a bit there. Of course, he does go ahead and devour, and now he does have the Thunderclap available on himself. Not the best ability for the Doom to have, but it's definitely better than nothing.
Yeah, I'd say at this point, Lilith would be happier off with probably the Swiftness Aura, or... Yeah, I think the Swiftness is probably best, just to let him have some leeway in running away.
Fade, gonna find a shackle off. Paparazzi would be there with the Split Earth as well. It's a lot of damage coming in onto Lilith, though of course he does have the Devour regen available. So he's not going to be too concerned as long as he doesn't die here. Though Paparazzi has another Split Earth, just trying to line it up perfectly, and in the end won't even bother. I thought we may have seen the Edict come out when they did go for that attempt on the Doom, but he actually just never used it.
Yeah, a bit conservative there. It is, you know, you do kind of have to commit to finding something if you pop that Edict. It's not the best cooldown, and, you know, you don't really have the best mana as a Leshrac early on. You're going to want to maintain some of your mana pool for Split Earth spam, and, you know, you just have to kind of make that choice. If you're not going to find a kill, you can't really commit.
Theo going to be there with 444, and they're going to make a chase onto DY. Looks like Yang does return into the top lane, but again, they don't really feel comfortable to send the lane. In fact, it looks like Pain are going to get even more aggressive in the Radiant jungle. DY forced to pop the Shrine, but it may not even matter. He's still copping so much damage, and now the Ink Sword coming out, it will connect, and they will find DY, as well as force out that Shrine to be used. Though Yang is going to try and find a trade here onto Theo. It looks like the rest of Pain aren't interested. Nice shards to knock him down the hill. Now they might try and turn this one around onto Yang. Tidebringer connection is there. And it looks like that'll be more than enough. Yang won't be willing to chase any further, but Pain. 1-3 now. Slight net worth lead for them. They do look rather impressive going early into this game number 1.
This is really the aggression you have to expect from a lineup of Pain. Again, that support duo they have is really effective early on. If they didn't do this, I'd be very worried. But they're working their draft quite well. Again, maximizing their support duo. It looks like Leo might be having a rough time now down mid. Definitely not managing to man fight against this Monkey King any longer, I feel. So he's going to have to recover fairly soon, as Ori has kind of taken over 40-8 compared to the Trolls 28-5.
Well, they get his shackles off down to that bot river. Lelis can't really get away from this one, I don't think. He went and picked up a double damage, but it's going to cost him his life. And now Ori, if they can find the trade, it'd be amazing for Pain, and they do. They've actually found DY as well with those shards, so Theo really lining his shards up very well. A 1-for-2 trade. Pain Gaming, I feel like they walk away from that pretty happy. In fact, they might find Fade here, although Lelis is being chased down by Paparazzi, but Theo shows himself. There is another rotation from the Grimstroke, although no, Grimstroke TP cancelled, and they'll just go straight back in. Snowball is there to save. It is just on the Radiant Creeps, though. A nice little play again from Leo, though it may end up costing him his own life. The Grimstroke does end up returning back into the lane, but actually doesn't want to help out at all. Lilith, still stuck on the tree line, though, is juking around and may get himself out, but no, Paparazzi will find himself with a double on the Leshrac. That was rather unfortunate, because they just cancelled the TP, and that was more than enough for VG to feel comfortable.
Yeah, you really can't afford to misstep like that against a team like VG. They will just punish you for your indecision and your hesitation. right there, they did hesitate to commit the Grimstroke and cost them heavily.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, 4DR now ends up going down to the top lane. Of course, Ori did rotate up on the Monkey King. And he had Yang there to help him out, and it was just a very simple pick up against that Kunkka. Looks like this will mean DY will take the mid lane for the moment up against Leo. And bot lane, there is a bit of action going on. Looks like Paparazzi going to find himself another kill, and Theo, meanwhile, being chased down. Paparazzi not afraid of this troll whatsoever at the moment. DY, nice body blocks there. There will be a snowball coming out to try and delay this as long as possible, and a nice torrent comes out from 4DR. In fact, it might be enough to turn it around, though no shackles come out on Leo. It won't be enough. 4DR forced to throw the boat out, but not going to mind as long as the rest of his heroes survive this. The Paparazzi will be able to snag that Invis rune without taking any punishment.
Yeah, again, just so much activity on this map. Both teams now kind of looking to find missteps and punish them as they go, but it's been fairly even so far. 7-6 after an amazing start for Pain. It just kind of tapered off, and if they don't manage to grab that significant momentum back, it's going to be a bit rough. Again, your supports have a pretty good early game. They take a bit in the mid game to really start pumping that damage out again, I feel, and you're going to have to start playing around your Doom at some point. Once the level 6s come out, you're going to have to play around that timing with a Soulbind. And, you know, that's a pretty significant cooldown for that Doom. You're going to have to really pace yourself as the game goes on, and you can't keep up this amount of momentum. So you have to maximize this period of your Pain.
Well, Yang, top lane. They're going to go for an attempt on the Batrider's life, and he is completely alone, so it's a very easy pick. Nice setup once again there from Theo on the Tusk. You've got to give it to Theo on the Tusk as well. He's been doing a lot of work. Finds himself with 1 kill, but 6 assists as well. He's been involved in every single kill Pain has found, though Paparazzi will end up finding 444. Now Ori, seeing if he can find anything else to set up. Looks like the rest of Pain will back off to safety for the moment. And as it stands, an 8-7, but the net worth lead does start to swing the Radiant way by 2k.
Yeah, this is probably the time when VG's own draft starts to come online. They're starting to hit their level 6s. You have the 6 up on Fade. He can pressure your tower all by himself now. You have DY starting to get some EXP. Might hit a 6 fairly soon as well. So they are starting to have the tools available to counter-initiate for VG, and that gets a bit worrisome for Pain.
Oh, Yang making the chase, and he has the lasso available. They're running into 3 heroes of Pain, but it looks like they weren't too concerned about that at all. Pain do successfully back off, however. We'll get back to farming the neutral creeps together. This is looking slightly concerning now, because Vici Gaming, they continue moving forward. They're going to find another tier 1 tower, and they will take it down. Meanwhile, there was a lasso, but Yang was all by himself. That was definitely wishful thinking for him, and Leo gives him the tip. Says, thank you very much. With that, though, Ori...
He did overstay for farming there, but looks like they want to punish back for VG.
Yeah, 40R. He'll get caught out with the Boundless Strike, and now the Hexler. The Splitter does not connect again. 40R, though, should still be in trouble, though the Soulbind does come out. Now, where's the Doom? Lelis, he's moving in, and he does find it as well. Wukong's command lagging the hell out of me right now, John, but it doesn't matter, because Leo, he finds 1 kill. Can he find another? It looks like he probably won't. Ori will be able to take him down. DY, meanwhile, trying to move forward, trying to get some work done here, and he finds 444 on Ori. And 444 is pretty much just a sitting duck right now. It's pretty hard to get away from the Monkey King when you're in the trees, and he will end up losing his life. So there is some decent punishment being dished out here by Vici Gaming now.
Yeah, definitely so. Just, again, finding a couple of kills that are really pivotal. The biggest one is, of course, that troll. Slowing down his early game momentum is going to cost Pain Gaming just a bit. He did have a pretty rough start mid lane. He was doing well for himself so far in itemization and timings anyway, but getting a death off like that is never good news, and will slow him down slightly for that Battle Fury, which is, you know, it's still going to be at pretty good time. It's not going to be amazing, but it's still going to come out at a fairly good time. I'd say maybe about 17, 18 minutes if all things go well. Possibly earlier if they can really stack up for him.
Ori denies the Invis rune. Probably could have just taken it, but not willing to risk moving any further. Will be a smoke coming out from Vici, and again, with that lasso up, they want to get aggressive. The target will be Lelis on that Doom, and he is just a sitting duck right now. There's absolutely no support around him. At the very least, he does have a tier 2 tower there, but there's the Hex. Now the Split Earth to follow the Shackles, and it will connect this time around. There will be Theo coming in, but it's all too late, and he cops the lasso himself. Though Soulbind will come out with the double silence, and now the double X is coming out as well. The boat will fly in and should connect on both, and it does. But where's the added damage they need? They don't actually have it, and now the Side of Pain are the ones in trouble. They're actually being chased down by Vici Gaming. The Shackles do end up connecting, and that is a long distance. Now the Split Earth as well, and they will find 444. 3 heroes going down for the Side of Pain Gaming.
Yeah, it's really worrisome when you see Fade having been left alone for so long, and honestly, he has been camping that bot lane for quite a while. Already has an Aether Lens as the Shadow Shaman. They really are giving him enough space to really be a nuisance as these teamfights break out, because his range is insane right now. He doesn't even have his range talent yet, which comes out at 15. Once that's up, it's going to be a bit wild seeing how far he can shackle people.
Well, looks like Vici Gaming looking to focus their attention now on that mid lane. 4DR trying to set up onto D1. Does get a nice X-Torrent, though there's the Boundless Strike from Ori. There won't be any follow-up to this. Both sides will just be more than happy to walk out safely for the moment. But of course, I do feel like the waiting game, like the patience, does favour Pain a bit more, but it doesn't look like Vici are actually going to give him a chance, because there could be another engagement very soon. You saw Ori trying to make an attempt down at the bot lane, but doesn't quite find the Primal Spring. Now a smoke, Pain. Trying to get aggressive themselves. So it looks like they're going to aim for D1, that Abaddon. Not really too sure about this one. That's just a support Abaddon you're trying to aim for here. You do X him up. The shield is there, but he should end up dying anyway, surely. The Paparazzi was there with the Split Earth, and now Theo going to be chased down. Meanwhile, in the back, there is a Soulbind being thrown out onto Ori, but it's not going to be quite enough. He gets a nice Boundless Strike, though that boat really helping out the Side of Pain Gaming. They'll find one massive kill. Can they find another, however? They're going after Paparazzi. They haven't quite dealt any damage to him yet. Leo looks like he will end up dying to the Leshrac, and now the Hex is out on the Doom. In fact, they'll go for the Kunkka instead with the Shackles. 4DR, I don't really see him getting out of this one. Fade should eventually, in fact, he'll just drop the Serpent Wards. Screw waiting for the Hex or the Shackles. They'll find a double kill on the Shadow Shaman, and that'll mean they can go for the mid-tier 1 tower.
Yeah, really a rather messy engagement coming out from Pain. What was supposed to be a simpler rotation on a support Abaddon doesn't even pay off. And that was a wasted smoke. They did get the Doom off and kill off Ori, but he's just going to find a counter kill right now in Lelis. Yeah,
absolutely is. Lelis going to try and juke it out, but that Boundless, the Jingu Mastery damage is just so high. A very easy solo pick off there for Ori. Meanwhile, looking over to Paparazzi, he's already got his Bloodstone up. That's concerning. So we're 16.
It's a very fast timing. Yeah, it's one of the faster timings we've seen from Lesh, and probably the fastest one we've seen in a while, as most of the Leshes don't tend to get this much of a good start.
Well, they're going in on in mid lane. A nice snowball save there from Theo. Though it still looks like they may be in trouble because Paparazzi does not want to give up on this chase. Goes for the Split Earth. Doesn't quite find 444, but still knows he's around the area and will eventually walk in and claim the kill for himself. He'll also find a tier 1 tower. And they might not even stop. Like, they have Edict up again. They may just go straight for the tier 2s. In fact, they are going to make a chase onto Lelis on that Doom right now. Primal Spring, won't even need it. The Boundless Strike will come out with the Split Earth, and he is dead. Unstoppable Spree now for Paparazzi.
And that just means they can transition to a tower quite seamlessly. That is the main power of Vici's draft. Just going from kill to push is really straightforward with these kinds of heroes. And it is costing Pain Gaming a lot of control on the map.
Certainly is. Of course, those Bloodstone charges are going to start to stack up for Paparazzi and going to make him a very, very happy man. They will get the tier 2 tower with no contention whatsoever. And this is really surgical coming out from Vici. Like, You just see them rotating around, they'll find a pick-off or two, and then go straight for the tower. If they keep this up, this game's going to end within the next 10 minutes. Like, I don't feel like Pain can actually keep up if they're locked into their base, you know, within the next 5 minutes, because they've got no towers left.
For sure. It's pretty concerning for Pain. If it does go late, I feel like Pain definitely has ways of bouncing back. That double doom is always going to be relevant, and it will always turn these team fights. So you do have that way of scaling, but...
Lasso, mid lane. Soulbind will be there, though the Serpent Wards were dropped as well. Nice snowball there from Theo to delay things just a bit. They will end up getting Fade on the Shaman, though Paparazzi is the real hard target to go after, and it looks like they won't quite find him yet, though they have found Yang on top of a hill, and they will be able to take him out. 2 nice kills going there for Pain Gaming. Though Paparazzi is reinitiating and finds 444 as well as the Troll. Dire Courier even getting kills off in the middle of all this.
It was a pretty good counterfight coming out from Pain. They do get pretty solid targets there. But again, they're riding off the back of that double doom. Every time that double doom's off, VG has an opening. That's why they haven't even backed off. It's 3 against 4. And their Grimstroke is going to respawn soon. VG doesn't care. They know the tool that made them lose that fight is gone. That double doom is not going to be available. They can apply pressure on the map again.
I mean, Paparazzi... 13-1 now. 2 assists on this Leshrac as well. Of course, again, that Bluntstone just allows him to reset after every team fight. You also have DY there, who just keeps spamming missed calls over and over again. There's just not much that Pain can do about this. Until, again, once you, like you said, they have that Doom Soulbind combination. Though their tier 3s are about to get pushed in. Edict not being popped quite yet. In fact, it's not really available yet. They are going to make a play onto DY here with the X-Torrent. Though Hex will come out from Fade to ensure they can't go any further. And it looks like Vici will be more than happy with that. Though I say that they do smoke up, and it looks like they want to try and go for a bit of a sneaky play. It appears the target will be Leo. Scan is on point from the side of Vici Gaming. Leo just trying to do the best he can to get some farm and catch up in this game, but he's just a sitting duck right now, and Paparazzi shows himself, has the Yule Scepter there, follows up with the Split Earth, and well, that is a dead troll.
Yeah, that's the target they really need to take out, because if they leave that troll unchecked, Pain is going to ride on the back of that carry to bring them back. He has, he has his Battle Fury up, he has his Yasha up, he can clear out these camps quite fast, so you do have to be cognizant of that, and VG is. They go on the hunt for him, they find one target they really need to keep in check every time, and that's going to be a bit concerning for Pain. They can't farm in their side of the map, they can't even farm in VG's side of the map, because VG is always going to be hunting that troll when they feel like they've ignored him for too long. It's going to be hard to bounce back when your farming core just can't farm.
Certainly so. Vici Gaming now perhaps maybe going to go for a setup on the Roshan. Arcane or Arcane Rune is going to be there in that top rune spot. But they don't even want to go for the Roshan. They want to go straight for another team fight. There is a smoke being popped here though from Pain, and again they do have that Doom Soulbind combination now available. They want to see what they can find out of it. The Vici Gaming, seemingly knowing what's going on, they go straight after the Roshan. With those Serpent Wards dropped, as well as all the damage that Paparazzi's pumping out, it should really not take very long. And even if it does, it's not really going to matter, because it appears Pain have absolutely no idea this is happening.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit rough. I don't think Pain can really pump out the damage to kill off the big targets they need to kill at this point. With Second Life, you're going to be really hard-pressed to kill off Paparazzi for sure.
And he will go ahead, claim the Roshan, take the Aegis, and it looks like they are going to return straight back up to that top lane. And we'll see how Pain go ahead and defend this one. On the brighter side of things, at least, Fade does not have the Serpent Wards available, so it does make the push slightly harder.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But you still have that Lesh. Like, even without that Shadow Shaman. Leshrac with that Diabolic Edict, still gonna melt these towers. The right clicks coming out from the heroes, not the most amazing, but even just that Lush Wreck alone. We've seen him do it on most of these towers. It's been mainly him. The wards were never really committed for these towers.
Oh, 4DR. Trying to go for the TP play, but gets caught out by Yang, and well, the lasso was committed, but it's well worth it for that core Kunkka kill. Meanwhile, mid lane, 4DR getting bullied by DY.
Radiant structures are fortified.
At this point, I mean, Vici Gaming pretty much just... I don't want to say they're playing around here, John, but it seems like they're having a bit too much fun. In fact, top lane, they do go after the Doom now. Fade will set up, and Lelis is going to end up dying to the Pulse Nova of Paparazzi, and he's now godlike. Man has 16 kills with 1 death. I mean, this is very impressive coming out from Vici Gaming.
Yeah, Paparazzi 16-1-2. That's 18 kills he's been a part of out of 24 kills, Mike. He's been very active in this map, has really been setting the pace for VG so far, and is a major concern for Pain.
There will be another smoke being popped here. I have Skadi now up on Ori. He's got that much tankier, and the DPS, of course, increasing. Mid lane, Paparazzi just going in by himself right now. He does have Fade behind him, and here comes Ori with the bounce in. He was silenced up to begin with, but there's the Wukong's command coming out. 4DR copping so much damage. He got the boat out, but it's not going to matter. Another double going to the way of Ori this time around, and that tier 3 is just copping a hell of a lot of damage. This should be a Rax going to the way of Vici Gaming. In fact, they found even more. They get the lasso off onto the Troll. It looks like he'll end up going down before the Battle Trance comes out. The Soulbind was there, but is it going to be enough to hold Vici Gaming back for a bit? 4DR, he just bought back, but it looks like it won't even matter. A dieback is there on the Kunkka. And the Midrax again being claimed here by the Radiant side.
It's really hard for Pain, especially when you get that Soul Bind off. You can't come up for the Doom. You lose a lot of impact from your team fights when you can't get that combination off, and it definitely showed in that last engagement. The defense is going to be really hard without that Soul Bind for 1 minute.
Well, that'll be a secondary Rax, and yeah, Pain. I was wondering how long it was going to take after that last team fight, but they do call GG, and that's fair enough. 18k net worth behind, 24 minutes in, was going to be pretty hard to go up against, and, well, better off just leave it at that and go to game number 2.